This station rules the nation. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia.
This old team song. This is the part I like. I love the drum, the sound of the conga. Is it a bassa drum or gripper drum? The sound of the conga, is it from Nimba County? Is the drum sound coming from Barn? Or maybe from Grand Kidman County? It's a breakfast show this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the TBS 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Truth FM broadcasting 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, 365 days in a year. Liberia's biggest breakfast show. And the counselor said to me, "You always say Liberia's biggest breakfast show." I said, yes. It's accurate, it's balanced, and there goes the credibility. And liability said unto me, the journalists always say there are two sides of the story. My side and your side. He said, no, it's three, and the truth always come up. This is Truth FM. From Nimba County to Bond County this morning. From Mangibby to Grand Kidman County this morning. From Maryland moving down to Sino. Grand Bassa trying to connect Bapaloo this morning. From bombing to bomb. From Munster, rather. To River says. And I'm seeing River G coming through this morning. In the maze of awe. In the maze of awe, country voice. The love of liberty matters here. Welcome to the TBS. 90 days to elections. Oh my God. 90 days to election. My name is O'Neill. This is Asamba O'Neill Roberts. And I want to wish my teammate, Maka David, a spirit of recovery. And this code is so tough this morning. This one is so tough. Let me just read out this one this morning. Three can keep a secret. Oh my God. Three person can keep a secret if two of them are dead. This is Benjamin Franklin. And they recorded this year, this one. It's very strong. Three can keep a secret. If three persons are, three can keep a secret if two of them are dead. Oh my God. Benjamin Franklin, of a powerful proverb this morning on the TBS. Good morning to all of our leaders. 90 days to election. And let me say good morning to my black president. George is still the president of Liberia. His Excellency is good. I wish our leaders well. George Weah, good morning. Prezo, the VP, the Speaker, Buffer Chambers, good morning. And it's not been in the comments. That is registration on yesterday completed. Good morning, ABC. Joseph Juman Boyka. And I received a call from Teron Gongolo last night. Yeah, man. Good morning to you, Council. How you doing this morning? Shakwi out there, good morning. Senator James Mwano Anukwe, the face of Mangibby. Daniel Deterren. This is the TBS. My name is O'Neill. In a maze of awe, country voice. Expect the daily politics to play from down to election. That's why I was saying three pricing, only two can keep. Three can keep a secret if two of them are dead. So trust me. Let's leave all of the deep politics for the political parties. And we, as a journalist, we have watchdog of the society. And we'll stay on our professional standpoint as we get close to our elections, right? The deep politics, let the politicians, let the political parties, let them play then, and we are watchdogs of the society. But in the midst of country first, election will come and go. After October 10th, this country will move on, all right? And let's recognize some of our folks. So, Richie, let's do this. Some of our, for those of you blending your data on Facebook, let's recognize there's a running edition of the True Breakfast Show. Good morning to Cover BN. JKB, I haven't seen you for a long time now. Hope you're doing pretty fine. J Cover BN this morning. Let's recognize you on the Facebook, blending your data. Look, a council, no matter, I don't love to call the legal people name, but council said to me, O'Neil, you try to, play a professional part, and that's good as a journalist. And it's good. Look, and I want to say this out. Librarians will make the decision on the 10th of October. And the journalists, we are the media, let us be watchdog of the society. Let us help to keep the peace. After October 10, the results will be announced. If George will go for a 6th term, so be it. If Liberian people decision, well, George have done well, he deserves another 6 years, well, so be it. Well, on the other hand, well, it has not been in the comments. If it is a decision of Liberian people that the CPP wins the election, so be it. Just a boycott. If Liberian decide and go to the ballot box and say, JMB, well, this is term, so be it. Tewan Gongolo, Dr. Clarence Monbar, Robert, have you registered one of the Aspire? I don't know what you have got registered now. Check, and the rest of you. And so be it. But the media, let us keep being professional. Let's keep it up. Today I'm going to have some folks from the CDC this morning. That's why we open the platform. Folks on the Unity Party, you can come on. The CPP, Winston have not been strange on the show. He's been in and out. Today I'm going to have folks, the Blackout for Fun all coming up on the show today. Let's open up. Let librarians make the decision. Anyway, in the midst of our country for it, let's recognize some of you. Blending your data, watching us online, the Facebook, the Truth FM. Good morning to all of our silent listeners. Tomorrow, I'm going to do something explicit on tomorrow. There are more silent listeners who monitor the radio, who don't participate with no political parties. But on October 10th, they'll go and vote. Like I said to someone, look, anybody can put up a cry in this country. Cry won't win the election. And was Tewan Gongolo, with all fairness, I was a little bit afraid. I called council. I said, Tewan, I don't think you're going to lock down Bon County. Tewan, the poor man lawyer, and that crowd. So that makes me to know that crowd cannot win in this election. Anybody can put up a crowd, but at the ballot box, you know what is in your heart. That decision will be made at the ballot box. Anyway, let's give some recognition on Facebook this morning. Emmanuel Tokpasa, I'm viewing this morning. Good morning, TBS from Tapawell constituency. Good morning to you, Emmanuel Topa. District number 1. Hensing Favor Domain, I'm following this morning. Good morning to you. Thanks so much for the TBS. Bill Sankali. Bill, good morning to you. Smith O'Slubert. He said, Country First. No matter I've gotten the Country First t-shirt. Yeah. If a political party t-shirt now, we have printed, you're going to go and get it. The Country First t-shirt is out. We'll pin the number on the Facebook and get yourself a Country First. Election will come and go, and Liberia still remain. That's what politicians will say, God bless America and continue to make the country great. Election will come and go. Emmanuel Wesley said, good morning. I'm viewing from District number 4, Country First in everything you do. Rush Cornelius Momo from District 12. Thank you so much. Mata Yoki from the RIA Highway. Good morning to you, Mata. How you doing this morning? Richard, let's go fast. Solomon Howell, it says, yes, I'm viewing from the Sackley, PA. Good morning to the guys in Nema, Sipri, and the rest of the team. Sadamatu Kamara, good morning to the team. She says, thanks so much. Country First, yes, that you're right about this. Dennis Hoff, good morning. Says, I'm viewing somewhere from Accra, Ghana. How is it like Brent so concerned what is going to happen in 90 days time in our country? Let's pray for the best. Eman Hammond, the hometown Emmanuel Nukwe, is I'm viewing from Magibi. Good morning to you, Eman Hammond. Robertson Mumbo from the GSA Road says, thanks so much. Prince Kolova, good morning, TBS. Moses Umele Dennis from Dwazon. Elijah K. Colley. Eman Hammer. Eman, you're not invalid vote here. You vote 2 times, not invalid vote. Yeah, you say, I'm voting for Alexander Cummings. I don't want George Weah. He put X. I invited vote there. Anyway, thank you so much. Papi Keita, CDC Papi Keita. Yeah, says I'm viewing from somewhere. Richard, what's happening? Okay, yes. And the rest of you just give us a share. Let's give you the rundown of what is coming up. The internet is malfunctioning this morning. Difficulty trying to hack the system, but let's give you the rundown. What's coming up on this wet Wednesday edition of Liberia's biggest breakfast show, cutting across the 15 counties in 11 breaths of the Republic of Liberia. I'm feeling so much infatuated this morning. I don't know what's happening. In the midst of all controversy. So between now to 8 o'clock this morning, talk to your leaders. What's on your mind? Just speak to your leader. And this time around, we'll say controversy. We'll get the lines activated. You say controversy in the midst of all. 8 o'clock this morning, we'll bring on a team from Enfield. Yes, they'll talk about the fourth edition of the Dr. Emmett A. Dennis National Scientific Conference. It's a big conference coming up. So Dr. Kumbaite L. Johnson, Mrs. Liddy Sanvi Belbo, member of the technical committee, will say the voice and tell us what's special about this scientific conference. The Dr. Emmett A. Dennis conference that is coming up. When is it? They'll be telling us from 8 o'clock until 8:40 this morning. 8:40 will play a team from the Nurses Association. Benjamin Sule is the president of the Liberia National Nurses Association team. They'll sit and talk about the welfare of nurses. I mean, all nurses in the country. The president of the Nurses Association will sit with us from 8:40 until 9:15. We'll talk about some salary equipment. What is it? We'll be finding out. Then 9:15 will bring you sports entertainment. 9:20, yes, we'll go straight with the guys from the Coalition for Democratic Change. The We Are Intellectual movement. There's a new movement. I'm yet to see Bobby Addison movement. Team 14. What happening? David Coty, he gave one reason to re-elect Elliott. I'm not hearing much from David. So the We Are Intellectual movement will be with us. Wyckoff Fofana is the chairman on this movement, as the rest of the team will sit with us. Why George Weah should have another 6 years. So be telling so much to talk about this morning in the midst of our country first. Liberia first, Liberia last, Liberia second, country first. Election will definitely come and go. Let's pray for America. Look, like I said to anybody before I get the line, we have problems everywhere in the world. So if we don't manage this our peace and go through our election peacefully, and as we say country first, it is the responsibility of the National Elections Commission, in whom I do have a very, very serious trust within, that they are going to put up the decision of the Liberian people, that Barry Brown and the Board of Commissioners, which of course I do have 100% trust in. Whatsoever decision Liberian people make on the 10th of October, that result will be given out. Let's keep the peace, folks. We have problems everywhere in the world. See what is happening in the great United States of America. Flood, yeah, man, from New York to Boston. People are homeless. Problems everywhere. So let's keep the one we join. Let's manage it. Let's keep it up. Thank you so much. Let's get the lines activated this morning. As I get the lines open up, all you do, just say country first. Let's preach peace this morning. Remember the Farmington Agreement. I mean, keep the political fight on the social media. Y'all leave it there. But we try to play our professional standpoint on this network this morning. 0770-153-265 call. Let's hear from you this morning. Speak to your leader. And country first in the midst of all we're preaching this morning. Yes, the team from Enfield is here. But let's pick the lines up. 0770-153-265. Country first in the midst of all. The Farmington Agreement must be respected. It will be respected as we go to our elections. 90 days. Imagine, we started to count 300 days down with just 90 days to our election. So call and let's do country first. Let's pick our first caller this morning. Good morning. Yes, country first. Let's say 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, country first. This is Hilton Legido. Property for that day for looking town. And good morning to it. Excellent Dr. Josh Manning. We are. Over Wednesday morning, will you? The Ministry of Public Works.
No, let's do country first. I'm not going to hit on. I appreciate your call this morning, but this morning is all about Liberia. It's not about public work, it's not about finance, but just country friends this morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate your call. Let's pick another call on the line. Country friends, I'm appreciating this morning. Good morning. Morning, please be audible. In the midst of all country friends. Thank you so much. Pick it up this morning. Tell our southern listeners, my heart is with you this morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. 0770153. Last night, I was watching the cable news network, the CNN, the cable news network, and see what is happening in America. I mean, probably everywhere in the world, you know? So this morning is just country for. Let's pick more calls until bring our guests from Enfield. Good morning. Please be audible, Fred. I'm struggling to hear you. Country friends, in the midst of all country friends. And of course, the leaders who should pick it up from there. Because no Liberia, you won't be president, you won't be senator, you won't be representative, country friends who have crisis. I mean, in this biggest country across the world. Watch the foreign network, see what's happening. Election will come and go. So as you say, country friends too, it is the responsibility of the NEC. I know some of you are saying, on you, it's not going deep into the politics. Let's leave it with these political parties. Within 90 days' time, you hear a lot of things. You hear a lot of secret recording, all of that. The country first. Anyway, let's pick this call up. With 3 minutes time, we'll bring our guest from Enfield. Good morning. Thank you, Control Fresh. In fact, we have the Control Fresh T-shirt. If you have interest to have it, you can come and get the Control Fresh T-shirt. Good morning, morning, morning. Please be audible. Morning. All right, all right. I'm getting a lot of SMS. All right, and if I would care to read one or two quickly, let's be. I need someone to pray for the show this morning. Just pray for Liberia. 1 minute. I don't want Derek Coty Pro. Derek Coty Pro is so dangerous. So maybe Melvin Lake, you have a personal number you can call. Let's do a prayer before we bring on the team for Enfield. Let's call up quickly. Good morning. Morning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As I anticipate, I need a 1 minute call. I don't want to David Coty prayer when you're praying for Liberia is so dangerous. So, but anyway, David stay forth through the line. David, you live on the breakfast show, 1 minute prayer. That's why I say I wouldn't need a prayer, but you still call through. Go ahead.
My Father, my God, even though I'm sitting in a t-shirt right now on the 9th Street, but I like to pray for this country, especially those who are looking our compass. The worst thing about it is that it's steal from you, it keeps you on top of it. There's a difference between stealing in the day and stealing in the night. And the worst thing also I hear about this place is that when people do wrong to you, they don't want you to talk about it. When you talk about it, then they call you enemy of the state. In early time, they used to call advocates the noisy minority. They just make it noise. They're not talking about the noisy minority. These days, they call it enemies of the state. During the Joe time, they used to call it dissident collaborator. All kinds of names. Don't advocate for your own good. I cannot give you power. I tell you every month. If you want me to just be clapping for you, even if you steal from it. The difference between stealing in the day and stealing in the night is that when people steal in the night, you don't really see it. But when somebody's putting on 2, 3-story buildings at the same time, when you got the money from? When you got the money from? You didn't do even one room house when you were not in government. You get now 3 story buildings with 2 of them put on the same time. You bluff about it. You bet about it. That is stealing in the day. God got news for you. Call Almighty. I'm in a restaurant now.
Okay. Thank you for that. The other prayer, that's one prayer. No, keep lying on the prayer. No. Look, this kind of prayer is a false prayer. Let me take there's a Methodist prayer. I need a Pentecostal prayer because this country, yeah, you need I had to move things, yeah. So we need a Pentecostal prayer. Let me. They don't call the prayer, no man. I'm not seeing the team for Anfield. They should be in right now, shortly. But I'm trying to figure this. This caller, yeah, quickly. At least say a prayer in the base of all country first. The T-shirt is out. Come to RSCR compound and get your country first T-shirt. I mean, in the midst of all country first. You know, election will definitely come. Election will definitely go, but the country as a whole will definitely still remains. You know, let's keep the peace. Let's keep the peace. If you go out, we'll get closing up to campaign. Whoa, Dr. Benjamin Way, thank you so much. Yeah, the first man set a new record. The first person to have the Country First T-shirt is Dr. Benjamin Way. Thank you so much. The Country First T-shirt. You know, as we get close to campaign time, those of you who go out of the campaign, just do it in the rightful way. But at the ballot box, the result that will come out from Elections Commission, so be it. So be it. Thank you so much. Country First, in the midst of all, I would say, Country First. My name is O'Neill. We'll have the folks from Enfield. There should be 2 in there. I'm still okay. So I'm waiting one more person. Let me pick out Dr. Lakia quickly. Morning, Doc. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. O'Neill.
Yes, say a prayer for Liberia. I mean, they don't quote it prayer. That was kind of troublesome prayer. People wouldn't like that kind of prayer in the church, but just do a prayer for the country quickly. Just 1 minute.
Wonderful. Let's bow if we can. Our Heavenly Father, as we begin this beautiful day, we ask you to take control. We ask you, Lord Jesus, to guide this responsibility that you have given O'Neill Roberts to inform the Liberian people that elections coming up and country first. We ask you, Heavenly Father, to guide ourselves as we go along through this process. And we ask that there will be balance and fair. We know, Heavenly Father, you don't give responsibility just because you want to. You give it because you want an answer. You want result. You said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. You said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your soul. Heavenly Father, we ask you to continue to bless Liberia. We ask you to bless these people who are working so hard to make Liberia a better place. And that includes the Truth Breakfast Show that is led by O'Neill Roberts. as you extend your words to us that will guide whatever we do. We ask you, Lord Jesus, to continue to remember that we are human beings and there will be mistakes. We will fall and we'll get up. Of all, country first, we thank you. We give you your glory and your honor. And we ask you to add your blessings to our words. In your mighty name we pray. Amen.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Reverend Lake. Yes, it's a beautiful prayer. It's a breakfast show 96.1, the hottest soul of Liberia. I think our guest is now ready. And you like it or not, I mean, some of you sending some crazy text messages and another thing. But Country Fresh, you like it or not, if you go camping out there, do it in the rightful way. Country Fresh. Yes, let's move on to our guest. Good morning to you, Dad. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. Thank you.
So just introduce yourself for the benefit from the listening audience.
So I'm Dr. Kumleti L. Johnson. I work for the Prevail Research Institute, and I am collaborating with the MPhil for our M&A Dennis Scientific Conference. So today I'm here, and my colleague that is coming will be from the AfriLand, and we are here with the pressman from MPhil. And I want to say thanks to the True FM family and to Liberians for affording us this time to listen to what we have to say today. Thank you.
Great. So why is MPhil, in fact? Maybe people say much has not been said. We had heard of Ebola or the coronavirus, or about like MPhil. I was one pricing almost every day. I'll go to the MPhil website to see how many cases, how many persons have recovered, and so forth. How is MPhil?
MPhil is doing good, and I think I will speak as a partner. We've been working together, and there are good processes and progress for this scientific conference. So I may not speak in depth as you expect, because I don't work at MPhil.
Okay.
I work for the Prevail Research.
Okay, it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
Okay, but Prevail was also part of that team. Prevail was getting out of the database to know how many cases in communities, in the homes, and just everywhere.
Yeah, so Prevail played a pivotal role during this emerging disease, where we have to step in, especially setting up a booth for testing or screening at the JFK Medical Center, which contributed hugely to bringing this COVID down, because as you diagnose, you are able to control the transmission chain amongst people who are ill. So I think we play a very good role with collaboration with the Ministry of Health and MPhil. We're able to conquer this disease.
Okay, great. So let's talk about the main reason of you being here today. I mean, this name is a household name. When you talk about Dr. Emmett A. Dennis, I remember I used to be the president of the University of Liberia during my time at the UL. It's a household name. What is this conference you're talking about? Is it a scientific conference, the Dr. Dennis conference? What is it?
So for all of us here today in the region, the Dr. Emmett A. Dennis National Scientific Conference is in honor of his good work as a scientist in Liberia. Especially, he was a parasitologist. He played a pivotal role. He was very important in our education sector, as you just alluded to. He served as the director for the Biomedical Research Lab, which we call LRBR today. From there, he was also able to serve as president for our university, the University of Liberia, since 2008 to 2017. Not only that, our dear brother, father, and friend and scientist was also able to work worldwide. Was able to work in the United States as co-director for joint universities, and he was able to put out that his scientific ideas. So today, we turn on a hero in the research sector, a hero in the science community. And then in 2018, the MPhil, along with partners, decided that this particular man cannot just go unnoticed, and so we should establish a national scientific conference in his honor. That's why we call this conference the Emmett A. Dennis National Scientific Conference. which started since 2018. And we've had three, and this year is the fourth one. And we look forward to it being grand again. Thank you.
Okay, great. So let's talk about the main event, the date, the time. When is this scientific conference? We do anticipate as we have the rest of the team coming on. I mean, it's a big one, the scientific conference. Dr. Emmett Dennis, who have done lots at the Universal Library. In fact, I can say he was one person who rebranded that institution. But we just been joined by one of your colleagues there. Let's let us introduce ourselves. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm Lily Sambi Blebo from the African Field Epidemiology Network, Liberia office.
Okay, great. So you'll follow up as we continue with this conversation. Yeah, let's talk about the conference, the importance, the date, the time, the venue. You can talk about this scientific conference.
Yes, so the scientific conference will bring together people in research and science to share their knowledge, their ideas. So this conference will be held August 29th to the 31st. It takes 3 days, and we'll be having it at the Ellen Johnson Study Ministerial Complex at the Concord Town area there. And then our conference will be for 3 days, and it will start every 8 a.m. and close around 4 to 5 p.m. every day, where we will share huge knowledge of results of research in Liberia, interact with scientists from both in-country and local.
Okay, so I know if you can answer this. What are your targets? What are you looking forward to see? I mean, when someone hears that scientific, you know it as it's something big you normally plan for. What are your targets? What do you anticipate? I mean, for this 3 days conference you talk about?
Okay, so we're targeting scientists, as the name goes, a scientific conference. We're targeting university students that are involved in science. We're also encouraging high school students that are interested in science to come and see. We are working with other institutions that are doing research in Liberia that want to share the work. So we have many scientists, even from other West African countries, that are interested in the scientific conference like last year. So we basically looking at research that are science-based, public health-based, that we can share with the public so that people can know what's going on, what are some of the research we are involved in West Africa, in Liberia, with students. You know, those are basically our target for this scientific conference.
Is it first of its kind in our country?
No. So this is the third and
The fourth edition.
edition of our conference. So just to add, another thing is we want to make science a culture in Liberia. If you look at Liberia with the whole globe, you see that research is like in the embryonic stage, in the birth stage. So we also want to make our scientists, our science students in a high school and other area, we want to showcase science to tell you that there's good values in science. So this conference is going to be all about that.
I'm going back to this. You're one of the major aims to make a science a major factor in our country. Looking at your target, you're going to go from the high school level or the college level, formal level at your targets?
So we actually go from high school level, and then we go to undergraduates, those who are doing BSc right now. And then we go to the postgraduate. There are people who are doing environmental science, who are doing public health. And then we go to the professionals, where we as professionals now, who are epidemiologists, infectious disease persons, doing research, as you say, what have we done for the COVID? What are the papers coming out? Tell Liberia's story. That's just the whole sense of this scientific conference all around, so that we can have this interspice of people. Even as Lily said, we have professionals who are teachers, who are mentors that will be interacting with that, grassroots scientists.
Great. Yes,
So
go
can I
ahead, lady. Go ahead.
So I want you to know that the conference has evolved actually. So starting from the first conference, we're actually targeting field epidemiologists that have graduated. We noticed that we had a lot of work that has been done in the country after Ebola, and we have not been sharing these ideas. We have been going to international conferences. So we said, why not share it with our own Liberians? So that's how we even started this conference from the first time. So moving forward, we have started encouraging people from out of the country to come and present their work like other countries do. So now we have gone from national scientific conference to more like an international scientific conference because we have people from all over sending abstracts. So some of them will come in person and some of them will do a virtual. But just to let you know that this conference has evolved from the first edition and we are on the fourth. So know that as the years goes by, we actually improve. And I'm promising the Liberian people that we actually want to see this conference be at an international standard so that Liberia too can be on the map when it comes to research, to sharing our scientific works that we have in the country.
Okay, let's compare the contract a little bit. I mean, this is your fourth edition, like both of you are regularly say. Let's look at the differences from the first edition, second edition, the third, and this is the fourth edition. Are you hitting the mark? Is the message resonating your targets? Let's look at the previous three editions compared to the fourth one coming up.
Okay, so we have actually hit our target because we have more partners coming on board. We have more people being interested in our conferences. So we have international speakers that have been interested to know when are we going to do the next one? What can they do to support? How can they, spread research in the Liberian context? So we have more international speakers even this year that wants to come in and express themselves when it comes to science. Because if you look on the internet, there are limited papers or limited research about Liberia, and we do a lot here. So there has been a major change. There has been a lot of changes. We have impacted so many people when it comes to then sharing their research. So now people are even doing, when they see their data, they are even writing a paper because they know they have a place to share it.
Mhm.
So
Is it easy to access this information? Perhaps you can go online and see what progress has been made, all of that.
Yes.
Yes.
So most of the time when we have the conference, we have the book of abstract that we publish, and some of those,
The book of abstract.
yeah. So
Okay.
those books are there and available, and people can access them. And as Lady rightly said, when we started, people were kind of, trying to write. We have, so our whole conference is, putting writing skills into people, telling your story about Liberia and know what you have done here. And instead of us going to the international conference, hearing our friend's story, then you look so strange as though you can't do it. So actually, there have been evolution in this conference, and I can tell you this year we have a new edition that we are adding. So we added something like exhibition booths where companies will be able to showcase themselves, like pharmaceutical companies, the GSM company, the different companies that will help science in technology. Also, we also look at another strong leadership, another strong scientist section that we'll call the Fatuma Bole Lecture Series sections. So you will have people speaking from different dimensions, talking about public health, talking about research, talking about science, talking about laboratory. And as we said, people are just growing day by day. So abstracts are even getting huge. People are having the culture of writing. People are very encouraged now to see how they can just come, back and forth to us, share their knowledge and mentor, and make the presentation so beautiful. So you have panelist discussion, you have people presenting oral and poster presentation, their own work, original work. So that's the kind of thing we buy. We don't want one person just giving one story over and over. So we're building that culture of writing. Scientists should say their story every day as it is.
Every day. I love how you put it. Scientists, you say that story every day. I mean, so let's look at some of the facilitators. I mean, normally, you have to make mention of name that will be more than a minor from the students, those who you bring on.
okay, so we have various speakers from different walks of life. Science as it is now, we have different branches. So there are people that are more interested in epidemiology, some are more interested in laboratory science. So we have people like from Dr. Kathleen from the NIH, the USA. We have Dr. Simon Antara, who is the the Executive Director of AFINET, which is the African Field Epidemiology Network. We have Dr. Taju Rajuddin from Africa CDC. We have Dr. Jonathan Gas from Stop Spillover. And we have Dr. Diola Shiola from US CDC, WHO. We have Dr. Chris Dubayan, which is our own Liberian, who is working in the USA. He's a biomedical scientist and an inventor. And we have also our own Dr. Musoka Fala with Africa CDC. He's with the Saving Lives and Livelihood Program. So we have a variety of people. They are coming to talk about different angles of science that people might not have even had interest in Liberia. So when they hear from these people, they know that this is another option for me. We should not just be going the same way as we usually go to the science college, do biology, and not think about something else. So we actually encouraging our young minds to think wide, so they can know that there are other sciences they can also venture into that will help Liberian culture. So we're trying to expose them to various things that will encourage them to do more and not continue to do the same status quo, do the same thing that everybody is doing, so that we can have other professionals in Liberia.
So just to add to Lily, we have a broad theme for this conference, which is strengthening national capacity for preparedness and response to emerging and re-emerging infectious disease. And the sub-theme there is saying building on the lesson learned from the COVID-19 pandemic. Under that, you have sub-themes, and as she said, everyone will find themselves somewhere. So these speakers will be speaking from the public health workforce development, from surveillance system strengthening, laboratory capacity, case management, public health research, even the regulatory and ethics oversight, because as you're doing research, you have regulations that you need to abide by. Human rights are also in research. You respect culture wherever you are. So you also have viral hemorrhagic disease. Today, we had Ebola and COVID. We don't know what next. So we have to speak on these things. We also have environmental health. So you need to know what are these things. Keeping your environment clean helps you more to do other things. So there are diverse, subtopics that all of the abstract, all of these speakers will be speaking from. And I can tell you, people coming to this conference, it will not be a waste in the 3 days. Even the Fatuma Police section, you have panelists that will be discussing research in totality and what are things we can do. So you have the mentors who will be serving as panelists. You have, a keynote speaker talking about what research can do to your country. So there are a lot of things that people will benefit from this conference.
And so the conference starts from
August 29th to the 31st.
Okay, August
29th to the 31st at the Ministerial Complex.
Great. Let's look at some. I guess you have criteria for how people to sign up. A lot of people listening. Your targets, those in the high school, undergraduates. How do people sign up? Is the process open up to everyone? You have a deadline that someone can register and you cannot talk about it.
So I think our target population is around 200 to 50 participants for this year conference. And in that, we have the different categories. So we have registrations that will soon open up for. And we talk about the undergraduate students, and we are talking about people who are in a PhD section, so that to break it for our mothers and sisters and brothers out there. And those people will be paying a minimum of $10. And you will have people who are in the graduate school and earning their master's degree, and those people will be paying $25. You have our professional people who have done their work, who has these resources implementing projects we call professional people. Those people will be registered $50. And then the unique portion of our conference is, as you asked earlier, we want to make science of culture. So we have the students, and we have these invited students, and those children will be free because they will have to come and listen and be aware of what is happening around them. And that can help them.
Certificate at the end of the day, after the 3 days.
Okay, so for those that are participating, that are presenting, we gave out certificate for participation, and most of the time it's online. We gave you a link that you can go and fill out, and then you get your certificate. Some get the certificate for participation. And also, this scientific conference, we try to encourage them to do their best, because at the end of the day, at the end of the conference, we give certificate for the best presenter. We give certificate for the best oral presenter, the best poster presenter, the best science innovation. So it encourages them to do more. So if you don't do your best, you will not get a certificate. So there is something to be gained at the end of the conference. So knowing that you're coming to present to the conference, you know that you're competing with other scientists. So if you don't do your best, you might not get the certificate. So we have first place, second place, and third place for all the categories. So they will be getting certificates. And we'll also be giving certificates to our speakers, to encourage them, to tell them thank you for coming. We'll give them plaques and things to tell them thank you for coming, because they will actually be doing a great job in impacting our scientists in Liberia. So these are some of the things that will be involved for the conference.
Okay, well, these are things we will definitely be involved with for the conference. Great. Let's see if we can make this interactive a little bit. Those of you monitoring, this is education. I know that Benjamin will be one of our first caller. He loves education so much. You said this the theme for this year again, this year edition?
Is strengthening the capacity for preparedness and response to emerging infectious disease, building on the lesson learned from COVID-19 pandemic.
Wow, very strong one. Great. So let's get some calls coming up this morning. If you care to participate, it's a 3 days conference coming up. Like I said, there's been love education so much. Dr. Benjamin Way, good morning.
Good morning, Odin. Good morning. You actually pushed me into this one. I'm not a scientist. But I was amazed. Dr. Dennis was a scholar. And when one of the speakers spoke about Liberia being a virgin for research, we don't underestimate that. A lot of countries have gone far, and research is like a gold mine. Once you digging out the gold, you don't get it back. But Liberia is a virgin in research. Every aspect of this country, if you decide to focus on it, you will just become a world scholar. I'd like to encourage them to continue. I was reading the newspaper, and I saw a lot of dead cows in Foya, and I got scared. I said, what is wrong? And I think we need these kind of conversations to go on, because, like she said, we don't know what next. And once we don't set this kind
So you saw dead cows?
Yeah, bro. It says dead cows just die in Foya. Mysteriously, and it's around the border with Sierra Leone. So we need scientists to continue to do these kind of conversations to keep us preventive rather than curative. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benjamin Way. Let's pick up Bob Copo from Enfield. Bob, good morning. You called because of this one. Good morning.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. This is Joseph Boyd Cooper from District 8.
No comment. Just go ahead. I know I'm laughing. You also know. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thanks to the student guests. And I'm much more concerned about the students they will be inviting to the program. Students that will be coming from, I don't know what the students coming from, out of Maserati, that would be good to see. And also, maybe they may not even know what they call Astra, so it would be good for us to also break it down. Then the next thing is oral presentation and poster presentation. It would be good for us to know what are those categories within the conference. When you say oral, what it means, when you say poster, what it means, so that students from 4th grade who are really focused on science, and they will be able to understand and know exactly what an Astra is. Already, I may not know what an Astra is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And someone said that it says car dying for you. Yeah, I think usually car meeting or era. But yeah, car meeting, I'm not taking all on the social media anyway. 0770153265. You can call. Let's hear from you this morning. It's the Breakfast Show 9641. The Highlands of Liberia. A big scientific conference is coming up. It's called the Dr. Emmett Dennis Scientific Conference. Let's pick this call on the line. Good morning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. Let's pick just one more call. Good morning. Morning. You have to move from the morning to morning. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. All right. Thank you. To answer all of your questions, this last caller, the calls are jamming in. Good morning. Great. Go ahead.
My name is Bomba from Mumbai. So I'm interested in a program like last call there, but the little I want to ask is the issue of this gas animal is going around. Just yesterday, in my district, the gas was found in the other town, and the owner of the town went and put down food for the entire town. 26% are now, or I think they are dying every hospital. So the factor awareness is very important for our country. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Yes. Let's leave the next 5 minutes. You can respond to the callers. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so I will start with the first question. He wanted to know what is an abstract, oral or poster presentation, and what are we doing about the high school students. So for the high school students, we are actually inviting about 20 schools. We'll take 5 each. So we are going with both public and private schools, which is government and private schools, and we'll take 5 each. So we'll be inviting those ones. They are the ones that will be invited. But for others, that's why we're coming on the radio. We'll have it in the newspaper. We'll have it on Facebook. We'll have it everywhere. So that, I mean, any student can come that is interested in science. So we have a minimum for those that are undergraduate, like $10, like we said. So if you're interested, you can come and just listen to what research has been done in Liberia and other countries. So it's open to everybody. And then for an abstract is a summary of the entire work that the researcher has done. So you are sending the abstract to us to see what you have done, giving a synopsis of what you have done. Looking at what you have done will either allow our panelists or reviewers to accept your abstract or reject it. So we take your abstract, and if it's accepted, because we look at certain criteria to accept your abstract. if it's scientific based, if you had good ethics that you carry on to get your results, then why not? So the abstract is actually a synopsis of what you have done. So we have it online on how we want the abstract to be, the amount of words that we want to have. So basically, it's just like about 250 to 300 words. So of all the things you have done, you just tell us a synopsis of what you did so that we can see if we are interested or if it has the research value that we need to share with other people. And then for oral and poster, when you send your abstract, the panelists of reviewers will decide whether it has enough results to be presented in a certain amount of time. So the poster presentation is presented within 2 to 3 minutes, and it's basically an interactive section where we'll have people that will be reviewing your work, asking questions, and we'll also have assessors. So based on how you respond to these questions, that's how your assessors will score you. And then for the oral presentations, you actually do a PowerPoint presentation, which will be for 10 minutes. So it shows that there's a lot of information that this person has to share. So looking at the abstract, that's how we categorize either the person will do a poster presentation or an oral presentation based on the abstract they have submitted and what their results look like. So the poster is basically just a poster that will be pasted on the wall for people to see your results, and it has more graphics. And then the oral is actually a PowerPoint presentation that will be given more time because we have more results or more information to share with the team that will be there or your audience.
Okay, great. So quickly, just throw light on the registration aspect. How do people sign up? I mean, it's one of the important ones.
So I think the registration process will be both ways. Will be accepting registration at the entry of the day of the conference. So we have a team of secretaries sitting there that will register you. Again, if you want to register earlier, there will be an online registration, and that will soon be posted on our website. So for more information for this conference, we were able to create a website. They call it Info MLA Dennis Scientific Conference 2023 at mphil.gov.lr. So that particular place, and then we share those information there, and we have a whole portal completely just for you to go click in and do your online registration. And that will help if you are not able to do the online, maybe you are technically challenged. You just walk to the entrance August 29, early morning. We'll be there to register you in person.
Okay, so just take parting comments from both of you as we close out this morning. Let's hear a final word from you.
So before we leave, we also want to just say thanks to all of the collaborating partners, the MOH, the IFRINET, Prevail University, of the College of Health Sciences, the sport and spill over the WHO, the USCDC, and the Africa. Wow, these are people that we are sitting here representing today. And I just want to tell the Liberians that we have stories to see. This is my parting comment. We have stories to see. And some of us who have migrated from clinical, which is curative, and has shifted to preventive, we have a lot of story to say. Today we have concern all over, animals are dying mysteriously. If you don't research, you won't know what is happening.
You should follow after the cow, the cow meeting. I mean, I'm taking the entire social media. I mean, the cow meeting now just everywhere.
Yes, so we're going to actually inform MPhil. I know MPhil has heard it, and they are going to start responding with the Ministry of Health. And all of us will be concerned because some of these things can be transmitted from the animal to human, especially with the way they are there playing with the fresh meat. We don't know, there are different modes of transmission. So we want to check up with the MPhil surveillance team and see what is happening, or the response team and see what is happening. But I guess they have this information already. But I'm saying to our listening audience, come and see science displaying August 29th to the 31st. See your scientists, the Liberian own scientists. All of us here will be there present and showcasing what we have done over the time in Liberia in research. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to follow up on that from the conference, the scientific conference, the MS Dennis Scientific Conference at the Ministerial Complex. You can start to sign up. Yes, your parting comments. Yes.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
I was in flight already. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. So, like my colleague has said, we have people that are supporting this conference, technically, financially. So we want to extend our thanks to them, and we're representing them to share what we have been doing in the background for people to know what is happening, and encouraging Liberians that this is a platform that we don't have any other way of sharing our work besides using these platforms. That's what is done in other countries internationally. So I want to encourage Liberians to continue to share what they have. And truthfully, if they continue to share, we have limited thematic areas. If we see that Liberians are delving into other thematic areas, that will be included in the conference teams so that we know that people are delving into other things and that we can encourage them to also share their work. So once it relates to public health, we are willing to actually review your abstract and you share your work. Like last year, we have road traffic accident, and road traffic accident affects the public. It's a public health issue. So there are so many other things that people are involved with that they are not sharing. So I encourage Liberian people, let's share. Once we put the call for action out there, send what you have. Once it affects the public, we'll review it and get back to you and provide guidance. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We're definitely going to follow up on the scientific conference, the MS Dennis Scientific Conference coming up very soon. It's a breakfast. Let's get a brief out. We'll come back. We'll bring on the folks from the Nurses Association. Let's get our break. Orange, the fastest moving network, is a proud sponsor of the True Breakfast Show. Well, watch out for amazing package coming up for this July 26th. Those of you who are subscriber of Liberia's biggest network, the Orange GSM Company, watch out for 26 amazing 26 package coming up for Orange, the best network in Liberia. Let's get our break from Orange. We'll be right back after our break. Let's go our break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Let's get this break.
Use 20% off all food prices. I got you. Techno and you see my power off for you. I get my brand new sortie.
We have the best deals, offers, and promos. Purchase from any of our stores and POS around the country and enjoy the best mobile coverage certified by Ookla. Second time in a row.
Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
We don't worry about the connection. There's a package for me. There's a package for you. There's a package for everyone. Small dollar sale. I can reach out my West and enjoy with confidence.
To activate, dial star 888# or subscribe via My Orange app. $1 gives you 50 minutes on net calls and 5 minutes off net calls, or the same dollar gives you 500 megabytes of data. Valid 24 hours. Enjoy using the best mobile network, certified by Ookla second time in a row. Visit our website, www.orange.com.lr, or call 111 for more information.
Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Okay, Orange, the best network in Liberia, is proud to present the True Breakfast Show. Well, it's about 60 minutes running up to 9 o'clock. Let me tend to read this out quickly. We understand there is a huge roadblock set up at resident of the FDA community and Lofa community. That's resident of FDA and Lofa community. There's a protest action. The action is due to a heavy flooding. Amen. The heavy flooding that took place over homes of resident vehicles are prevented from coming towards red light. So if you're driving from red light to Kakata, there's a huge roadblock, and relevant authorities should take And I adhere to this one quickly. There's a protest, and this is preventing vehicles from coming from towards red light in Kagata. Well, the flooding just around the FDA and Lofa community. I intend to read this out. Well, we have the folks on the Nurses Association. You know how important these people are to our sectors. When you are sick, you go to the hospital, you go to the clinics, you call upon nurses, you call upon doctors. The nurses are there 24/6. So we have in studio the president. Yes, I think he had been accommodated for one or two. Benjamin Sule is the president of the Liberian National Nurses Association on the segment of the breakfast show. Let me link up with them and say good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's do a roundtable introduction. Good morning. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Alex Elman. I'm the vice president for administration at the level of Liberian Nurses Association.
Okay, my name is Benjamin Oswami, president for the Liberian Nurses Association.
How is this organization, Swami? Both of you. It's good that we have at least authority, and nurses across the country will be interested in listening to this one. How is the organization, in fact?
We're moving. I'm moving, but you know, in Liberia, the institution that is not fully funded, you know, will not really be as strong as we think. But we are moving in the midst of it all. We are moving.
Then you are moving thing. I mean, I'm looking at you on the camera, and you're taking deep breath. you like the God is sweating. You don't know what's happening, but you say we're moving. Let's talk about nurses, not just in Monserrate. There are nurses in Bapolu, in Limba, in Lofa, just everywhere. You're the president. The president, it's a privilege to have you this morning. I'm asking you again, how is this organization?
So if it comes to the institution itself, like I said earlier, an institution is not financially stable. We're not really fully functional, but when it comes to nursing in Liberia or issues pertaining to nursing in Liberia, or no, it's actually is not good. It's bad for the country. It's bad for them. Situations are actually, as the president and the institutions are not good.
Situation not that good. Let's look at. We'll go to another issue. You just relax and I run with this one. Yeah. Let's look at your database. How many persons you do have that recognize under this association as you are president? You part of administration. That is say this is the total amount of those who have captured as nurses in our country.
Right now, I can give you the full assurance that we have over 12,000 nurses in the Republic of Liberia that we are operating with as we speak.
Is how many?
12,000.
12,000.
12,000.
12,000. Okay. Yeah. So you guys have to control the mobile. I mean. Yeah. So your microphone, bro. You have about 12,000 in the 15 counties. Let's look at the welfare of these nurseries. What's the complaint year from them? What do they say to you? You are president. You are leaders. Perhaps they make an appeal to you on a regular basis. What do they say?
This is one of the major reasons that we have come this morning. As my president just said, things are not really well. The nurses, the welfare of our nurses are not met, and it's just not easy. On numerous occasions, we receive complaints, how they are treated. This is the reason for which we have come. Things are not going well, honestly.
Things are not going well. You cannot, say, I want to think we'll come to that audio that is on the social media. Yeah, that's how we'll come to that later on. You cannot talk about some of the things the nurses say to you, your members. You have 12,000. That's not a small amount. Did the nurses decide to go on strike? It would not be something easy. What are some of the things they bring to you as administration?
As we speak right now, we got bulk of our nurses who are still from the time of I don't know how to call it, employment, and they start practicing. Some have been volunteering throughout as we speak. And there have been no volunteer. They have been volunteering throughout, and we are not seeing any mechanism that have been put into place to see reason of getting these people on payroll. And this is a very serious issue. Somebody who have gone to school for years of struggle and then graduated, paying huge amount of money, expecting themselves to be able to work and sustain their family and continue to volunteer. It's a very serious, it's a strange thing, very serious thing. How do they expect this person to survive? And this alone is a problem in this country for us. It makes us to feel like whether it was trouble we took to be a nurse or to be nurses in this country, I don't know.
I mean, that's a unique profession. I mean, don't get disappointed. Sometimes these things happen. But as an authority, as head, I mean, you had an election coming up. You said, well, I'll Benjamin, I'll this. When you vote me, when you make me your boss, these are things I'm going to do. I mean, there are some people who require that. On your own as heads, and what have you been able to do at least? Like your follower will say, yeah, our bosses, our president, our preso, during the time your campaigning say, when you elect me, I'll make sure. So let me hear you a little bit.
You know, actually, O'Neil, that is why in election you got to be very careful as to what you are able to deliver and what you are not able to deliver. The words are very good to write, and you kind of like have to see what are the implementation force within your party. But we could like say next year May we should be running for election, and there were so many things to our police to elect us for which we were elected, and some of them are so challenging. Like we did not say we will increase salary because salary is on the basic issue. We say we will advocate for salary, and we are actually every day on the drawing table. Engaging stakeholders, engaging this government about salary increment, like Ellen just rightly said, this is on the major issue. Imagine almost 5 years now the government has not employed in the health field. I remember the last employment I knew was around 2018. From that day to you know how many times, how many graduations have occurred? You got almost half of the maybe hospital population volunteering. What do we expect to get from all the volunteers? Any kind of volunteering thing, transporting themselves to the health facility, lodging themselves in the rural places, only that when something comes, when a lawmaker will find something for you, what amounts to something? Even after one of them left volunteering until he got involved in a car crash around the demand area that he died instantly. And so, I mean, isolated, nothing received from the net. So, the challenge, I actually salaries, like the word you use. We know nurses are unique, it's a unique profession across the world. In Nigeria, it looks at 8% you want to bet. Or it's disgracing to be to. I mean, on a serious note, things are just not good. The salaries are not good. Living conditions are not good. Working are not good. Things are just not good.
I mean, you're the president. I'm saying you're broken down. Then imagine the least common pricing now. You know, I'm looking at you on the camera. I'm seeing your expression.
The reason I'm saying this thing for you is that you actually see it. I don't want to try me as pessimistic, but nothing seems. It look gloomy. You're not saying that.
Nothing seems to be working out.
Nothing absolutely trying to be working. And you know, I was just telling one of them, oh, they go slow, and just nobody else will go slow. I said, my man. Do you know what it means to see the face of the president for the country yet still nothing happening in one go through? We have met with the president of Liberia, His Excellency George Manley. We are in one of our meetings at ministerial complex, sit right opposite us, and we were talking. Imagine we can talk with the president and just still achieve nothing. What do you say want to be talking? So if you see me like, oh, if you see you can break down, I'm not breaking down, but imagine seeing the face of the president. It's like you met God and never God bless you. Who else bless you? If you can see the face of God on me and they didn't see blessing, where else will you go?
Then we have to be patient.
Of course we are. That is the reason why not go slow.
How much is the least person being paid? I mean, those who have been captured by government, and how much is being paid?
And it's something that nobody predicting it, but it's very simple. At one point in time, somebody is making $200 liberty, $200 US, and then about 250. Actually, 50.
I mean, be clear, take your time on this one. I mean, lots of people.
I will really be. I am saying when it comes to salary, Let me start with the higher and come to the lower, because the lower comes to the person who is not earning anything. The higher you will see a person earn between $200 and then 50, that 50 the equivalent in liberty. But the issue here is that money is not even stable. The 200 some days 190, some days 180, some days 183, some days 187, and that is just how it fluctuates. That is it in the higher. The lowest I went around towards one of my tours to around came on. Then when I saw one of the least, let's say I'm making $100 with 3,000 liberties. 100, that means the one that is capital. And when you ask the people, you realistically finding the reason why there's a disparity. This person is capital on a GOL, but with $100 plus 3,000 liberties. The other person is capital on a GOL is making $200.
Maybe the salary got harmonized. Are you listening to the
That is the problem we have with the whole harmonization. So confusing. So confusing to the extent that salaries are not fixed. Salaries are just not fixed. You got some of the highest I know is 250, but the 250 is the 50 is in Liberty equivalent, like I said, and then the 200 is in US equivalent. I won't see the day where you will see 200 here account. If it hit 2 times, the next time you see 187, 182, 183, 180, and nobody comes to you in a bottom, you don't go pay slip. So what do you argue? There is no pay slip giving you say this is a pay slip and this is what amount to the deduction. So that's the salary wise I can say to my knowledge. To my knowledge, the highest is next in GOL made in Liberia is 250 USD. Captain me, recall me, and I will say it. To my knowledge, this is what I know. As president of Liberian Nurses Association, whether you have a PhD working for the Liberian government at the net, whether you have master's degree, that's your cut-off point. Except somebody can bring
you
a
are not
contract.
MPA according to your credential.
Not in this Liberia. Not in this Liberia.
Great. So let me just take you to this audio. I listened out to kind of Babala. This has to do with nurses' salary. I don't know whether you follow that. You listen up to kind of Babala where you talk about nurses' salary and all of that. What's your take on that? Are you disappointed? Maybe I'll not want to play this, but it's no secret. Kind of Babala. FPS on another word. You want me to play it?
Kindly play let the whole because I'm going to be very rough on it. Kindly play it for me.
The president. I mean, this is a unique profession. You like it or not? Yes, that's how. So let me see what kind of have to say on this one. This is kind of Babala. Yes. Okay, you get that?
No, don't go to the next.
Okay, let's go to the next. You're making money or 2,000. All right,
Don't go to the
anyway,
next. Don't go to the next.
hold on. Okay.
Imagine.
So let's stop this. Let's stop this. So can you have just said before then some of them have used to pay 700 LD in 2017. That you're disturbing me with the network, the form there, please. Oh yes, you have to get the form on salad. So now the nurses now, I get this interview was of a couple of maybe weeks or months ago. He said you'll now make $800, $900. What's your stand on this one?
New, I know. Let me tell you it. There was a nurse searching for my number everywhere. This recording didn't come from just Liberia. There was a person who called who having conversation with a nurse, and then the nurse was talking, and the person was like, "You guys are just ungrateful. Imagine they're taking a salary from 150 to 800, 900. What do you want the government to do?" And so the nurse was so angry to the extent that she was searching for my number, and then, oh, because you got to do something about it. Imagine you are telling the Republic of Liberia that you are paying nurses 800 and 900 USD. How can you be this wicked? You know, this is the reason we have come to refute this fallacy. It's a total sham, right? Second, as a sham and fallacy, and for which we have come to seriously debunk. You can't tell me, say, this government is paying. I don't see it as fallacy and just lie. I see it as total provocation, right? You have kept our time. It's provoking. It's provocation. You tell me, say, you pay a Liberian nurse 800, 900. What a lie. You see, this is the problem.
So problem is being captured in the new budget.
No, you said you are paying. It means if it is in the new budget, it means somebody you should be earning it by now. So it means we said we are paying. You said we are increasing. Even alluded to MNT went back at 2017. So it means that if you say we are paying, it means somebody has got that money. And I will tell you, say, until this studio can come with the document, I will tell you, take it as a total lie and a lie from any other player I don't want to describe. Right. No nice thing like NIM. In fact, it's a total provocation.
So I need some nurses to call because can you have said, I mean, it's a stakeholder, as a matter of fact, what would we come on a national platform and say that nurses now today?
It is not Strino. We were at the ministerial complex when we met the president. You see, this is one of the reasons why I don't want to, when you guys are on the studio and say, you always say my black president, look around.
No, it's my black president. Leave that one. That one, you just started from reading the president.
No, he's our president. I know. Now, what I'm coming to is not it. I am saying, these are the lines that sometimes try to confuse him. These things are not true. And sometimes I know he's not everywhere at the same time. So when someone
you don't want to say good morning, my black
no, you should greet him. Why were you not greeting? What I'm trying to say is
let me ask you this, Ben.
Yeah.
You met the president after the meeting, maybe just after that meeting was the time kind of have said, well.
No. It was a line go-slow in 2018, 19. That was the time to resolve the go-slow we met at ministerial conference. That was not counting time.
In 2019.
Yes, very good. That was the time.
2 to 3 years after.
Yes.
This is the work you have not done.
Never ever. In fact, I just deteriorated to the worst level. Right? So now what I'm saying, we met them when we were there. After Minister Tua coming down the steps, it became insulting. Sorry, but I don't want to see that. Let's forget about it. Anyway, so that's why here one of the nicest got in confrontation, the EPS at the count and separate them. If I on duty for companies at that time when nurses were striking for hard acting, you don't want to know how I insult on duty pay, and I will say this. Sorry, I will say this. Let me be frank. When your husband and lady where they can get your hard acting, you go down on your pay in rare rating. What do you treat professional people like that? And the go telling the president, Minister Tua, we're going to stay. Why do you guys want to support this president? He's so good. We don't have a problem with the president when we are enjoying the services. We are discussing the services and not the president.
All right. So, any plan of action? I hope we just have election 90 days. Our elections, I don't know, go slow. I hope this matter can be resolved.
O'Neill, actually, O'Neill, let me be frank with you. Go slow doesn't hurt this government. I got all my relatives living in Bon County. By the time Phoebe shut down, my mouth had nowhere to go. Common wearing, let me not be political. Common wearing, I can't bring and take it all the countries. If my signal will keep me like that. So the reason why we are not going through. So this thing we talk, we are just come to tell the Liberian
So someone
people
will
that
say,
this is a lie.
Ben will say, someone will say, we just closed the election and all this is coming up. This could be political motivated.
No, but you playing the audio. You're playing the audio, and the audio got to me 2 weeks ago, and we're into it. People, even yesterday, people were in my back. So you're doing nothing about this, right? You're saying nothing about this, right? You agree that so the media, people are, the way Liberian people take things to be. That you might be telling me that you're paying nurses. What do you lie like this?
Okay, great. Let's take time into the actual nurses. You follow me. I'd like for you to call normally. You don't talk. You people are silent listeners. Let me just announce 2 numbers quickly. 0770 153 265 0770 153 265 0777 405017. We'll give more priority to the nurses this morning. I mean, let's hear from you, Benjamin, and that are from
Alex.
Alex, all right. Yeah, I mean, administration. Yes. Let's be calls coming up on the breakfast show. My name is O'Neill. Good morning. Morning. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't hold the line, please. Go ahead, Elijah. We'll listen to you. Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay. So kind of said different thing. Anyway, thank you. Let's people calls up. Good morning. Just move from the morning time. Hearing myself in the background. Move. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, great. So this should claim the attention of the Minister of Finance, Samuel Toure. I'm hearing myself in the background, so I'll let you go. Move from your morning to good morning. Morning. Okay, don't hold the line, please. 0770-153-265. The president of the Nurses Association with us this morning, right here on the TBS. You can call and put in 0770-153-265, 0777-405017. Let's hear from you this morning. Let's pick this call on the line. Good morning. Morning. Go ahead. Okay. All right. All right. I think she's a nurse. You don't want to call her name. Good morning. Well, the feedback so terrible. Sorry, I gotta let you go. You have to move from the morning to good morning. Let's get one more call to the line. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Solomon Called from down in my country. I'm not a nurse, I'm a health worker.
Okay.
My wife is a nurse. That information from that counselor is first is a patent lie. My wife makes $145 $145. My wife is a PhD nurse from Pakistan.
Okay.
That's the amount she makes.
Okay. Thank you, Ambassador. 145. Ambassador earnings 145. I think the president should hear this. Good morning. Morning. Please go ahead. Okay. Thank you. Just one more call. We'll call it a day. We'll take part in comments. Let's see who can get us on the line. Good morning.
Let me appreciate and thank the guys in the how we can get this of my area. My only question is that when the look at the where I'm getting the record of 5 years ago, we heard what about the something where for those guys are something like
So when you say, well, they have worker association, we have the president in studio. I'm a bit confused. Thank you so much. So Ben, I'd like to listen up to the callers. Yes.
I think my day has been made. It was good that we appear here to speak to this issue, because it's quite frustrating for a counselor who is a legal-minded person to come on a platform, discuss nurses who are going through tough time after they have gone through hardship of studies, who are going through tough time, to say what he has said, like my president says, is quite provoking, and will cause the entire nurses to get up today and say, we're not going to no longer go to work. But what I've come to say is that what amount of provocation that anyone bring upon nurses in this country, like he said, we're not going to go slow, because if we go slow, the government officials are not affected. It is the commoners, people who do not have means of leaving this country to go out to seek help, are the one who will die. And we have decided to remain mute and do what we're supposed to do in our power as nurses, because we took oath to serve. Why it is true, it's important that we get our entitlement, even though it's not available, but God knows why. And the actual day will come. Thank you.
All right. Yes, Ben.
So you heard it from them. Our line, you heard it from the course. You know, can you, like Eddie said, can you legal minded person? And I expect the skill is nice. The skill is fallacies just to please the government. And I expect it. However, thing he did, that the Liberian people know that the highest the Liberian makes is $250 US. The highest. You heard some of the lowest. It is lie, it's fallacies. This government had never added a dime to anybody's salary. If they added it in the government, it means in the budget, it may have not been big. A university like Brockville, teachers are making 1,900 were left for them. But for Liberian nurses, it is a lie, it's a sham, taken as fallacy. Kanye has said the worst lie ever. And like we were not this is not
Let me get you caught up on the president. Since you met the president in 2019, almost 2021 was 3 years now. The president had a lot of things on his plate. Maybe you say you passed by the Minister of Finance, Detour, upstairs. Maybe you didn't get the attention of the president. No, you're a leader.
We meet the minister. We meet the minister, the chief nursing officer, we meet the minister. I have not met the finance minister that alone one-on-one. But we have met in a forum where the minister of state is there, the minister of finance is there, information is there. All the ministers are in that particular forum, in a particular meeting. So, but to say, oh, if it's an assignment, then I will have to do it. Maybe I need to go to Minister 12 office before our salary can be increased.
So maybe make some effort. Then I can have an ally and just call the attention on the public platform. The nurses need your attention.
When you do it, I will be so happy. My numbers are available when I'm meeting. I can give it to you. And we want the line that still people can meet. But until that, what we say is a line.
Okay. Thank you, Benjamin, and that of Alex, the president, that of his assistant from the Nurses Association on the breakfast show this morning, 96.1 is 50 minutes down, 9 o'clock. Let's get a brief out. I'm yet to see Black Hat Fofanan and that of Wilfred Bagura, both from the Coalition for Democratic Change, coming up on this last segment of the True Breakfast Show. 16 minutes down, 9 o'clock. My name is O'Neill. Let's bring on Peter Cole. Stay alive. Keep the dreams alive.
A lot of questions on my mind. It's you. Do we care? Do we worry about the way this world is going? About the million things I say? Do we dream of another somewhere low? Do we want to keep surviving? What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? Stay alive. We must listen. Stay alive. We must share. For a while, one must say, stay where is mine, stay where is mine. In now every action, stay every day. No one wants to be weak. Wants to rise for the strong. Though we spend on rain or on blood, I'm right, we say. If history has taught us no lessons, is all we need to teach our children. Will the rebel be the strongest? What about music? What about children? What about air steps and more?
Stay alive, Peter Cole. Keep the dreams alive.
Stay alive.
And let me say good morning to all of you celebrating in July. Happy birthday. And as a matter of fact, my birthday is on Monday, July 17th. Stay alive. Keeping the dreams alive.
Woke up this morning, complain about your problems. You're not grateful what the Lord has done for you. All you do is money, complain every day, just wind up. You better wake up, start counting your blessings every day. Now make your be a praise God. Yeah. Veggie, back up and praise Him. Yeah. Praise Jehovah. The power. I don't want to be a part of your. Everybody got problems. I just leave my home to God. Oh, you just complain every day, just wind up. You better wake up, start counting your blessings every day. Yeah. Now then you'll be
One of the guys always wondering. Nigerian Carol Water.
Come to celebrate, praise Jehovah, King of glory. Veggie, back up your praise Praise Jehovah. Everybody,
alive, man.
praise Him, give Him glory. Yeah. Come, let's praise Him.
From Truth FM.
This is the day He deserves praise. Never none way. What's war? Hey, what's war?
Second, federal lads. Let's keep on enjoying. Yes, I have and I've been seeing him for a while now. It's great to see him back. I hope the camera can capture him shortly. Minister Boakai M. Fofanan. And there's a big movement called the We Are Intellectual Movement. Yes. So I think he's set, ready to go. Yes, he's ready to go. That's a good one to you, Boakai. How you doing this morning? Yeah, so he's still trying to make one or two adjustments. Yes. But in the midst of all, like we say, country first. On 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Yes, so Boakai has been captured on camera now. Yes. Good morning to you. How you doing this morning? Morning.
Sorry, I'm trying to juggle a lot of different responsibilities.
You get a lot of messages, WhatsApp messages from back home, responding to all the chat rooms.
Yeah.
How you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing well, O'Neill. It's a wonderful opportunity to be back here. I think the last time I was here was that was sometime around the end of last year that I stopped by. But I'm glad to be here. My colleague just informed me that he's on his way, so he's going to be in the studio in a matter of minutes. That's Wilfred Bangura. Wilfred Bangura is going to be in a matter of minutes. So we are here under the aegis of the We Are Intellectual Movement.
So before we go to that,
yeah,
this guy using the microphone so much, and this great. How's the Ministry of Information?
Well, the ministry is doing well. The ministry is under the leadership of Minister Ledger already. As you know, we are all broadcasters. Mr. Rennie's been in the business for quite a while. We're faring very well, preparing for the upcoming elections. As you know, public information dissemination is our core functions, our core responsibility, in addition to other stuff, including cultural affairs, tourism, and other technical media matters to a lot of you. So we're getting along quite well with that responsibility. Yeah, but there are obviously and Jalawa does that way. Jalawa is the Minister for Public Affairs.
You just go on the surface. How is it? Is it still saying effective?
Well, I mean, there's nothing that's been more effective at the Ministry of Information, than the regular press briefing. That serves to inform the Liberian people on a regular basis about happenings within the government of Liberia. That is, a platform that allows officials of government to come on from time to time and talk about their respective sectors. So whether it is the health sector, where I was listening in when I was coming, whether it is the, education sector and all of that, folks come on and explain. So we've been doing that since 2018. In fact, we've accelerated that in a way that wasn't done before, such as ensuring that it is carried on various social media platforms. Because, a couple of years back, social media was not as pronounced as it is now. So we make sure that firstly the ministry has its own social media platform. We've elevated that. We've gained a lot of different traction on social media, but also we make sure that the conference is carried by other folks as well, other social media platforms. So Liberians home and abroad can have an opportunity to participate and know what is happening in their home country.
Great. So let's move on to the main reason why you invited me here. The We Are Intellectual Movement.
What is this movement about? When you talk about the We Are Intellectual Movement, you cannot talk about it.
Well, thank you once again for having me. Like I was talking about the Ministry of Information, it is a statutory agency that is responsible for information dissemination. That responsibility, we've not shirked that responsibility. As a matter of fact, on a regular basis, we have varying platforms, whether it is the press briefing that we're just talking about, or the Mikal Hour, or through our radio, our newspaper, or through Lena, what have you. These are the different platforms. But I was citing that to say that, it wouldn't hurt to have all the auxiliary efforts. And that is exactly where the We Are Intellectual Movement comes in. It is a conglomeration of folks from different institutions, including those within government and out of government, who have certain communications talent and what have you, who are committed to ensure that they can broadcast some of the developments, the enormous level of developments taking place across the country, which some folks have attempted to distort. Whether you talk about the hundreds of kilometers of roads that are being paved, the level of institutional reform, the sheer level of general infrastructure development, some of the interventions being made in the education, the health sector, and all of that, which our brothers, who were dislodged in 2017. And it seems as if there's a lot of sour grapes that remain there and it's still there. And some of the time they've made it their responsibility to just distort all of the good things happening in government. So this organization was formed to aid the statutory agency, as an auxiliary, the We Are Intellectual Movement, to aid the statutory agency. And
you talk about days thinking day and night. What sort of name should come up with?
No, we didn't. Honestly, we knew exactly that. One of the things that remained resounding was that first we wanted to make sure that it was a movement. Movements, will be given birth by people from various, persuasions, political, social, what have you. We knew that it was a movement because of the fact that the folks were just prepared to just go all out there. And then we realized that, look at the kind of people involved. They are conscientious, they are enlightened enough. They have a certain degree of passion and all of that. And we didn't want the whole war intellectual to be a little bit, that will seem condescending and maybe rebuff some people and what have you. But at the end of the day, we said, it is, if you accept, firstly, that there are a number of developments taking place and you are conscientious enough to those developments and you want to go out there, you have that degree of enlightenment. I mean, you can be considered an intellectual. Whether or not you are within university or the marketplace or the university or the high school or the community, you can be considered as an intellectual. So we arrive at that name on that basis.
Great. So we just been joined by Wilfred Bangura. I mean, this should be my first interaction with Wilfred. Good morning. Welcome to the TV.
Good morning, Mr. Odio Robert Onsamba. I hope I got that pronunciation correct. But I'd like to say how thrilled and delighted I am to conjoin with you this morning on this August platform. And of course, I tend to agree with you. This appearance appears to be my median interview with you, but it's great to be here. It's great to be alongside my colleague, Mr. Boakai Fofana, through the auspices of the We Are Intellectual Movement, a movement that exists to tell the We Are story to the rest of the country. That because people are not ubiquitous, that means they are not everywhere at the same time. You will have to see what's happening in Johnsonville community about Johnsonville Road. The people who live in the Caldwell area, people who live in the Banjo area will then get to know the story of the Soakley Road So our responsibility is to ensure we articulate what's happening in the government, what has happened under the leadership of His Excellency the President.
It's not a difficult story to tell with of that of what kind.
No, it
It's not
isn't.
difficult
No,
story.
it isn't. I did not even. I did not insinuate that it's difficult. I just said that
That's what I'm
the
asking. It's not
radio
easy
gives
story.
us very easy story to tell. The radio gives us the leverage, the opportunity, and the medium to communicate it to people who are living in different counties, different segments, who may not know what is happening in Monrovia or what is happening in other counties in terms of development. They are conversant with their own level of development they have in their respective counties, but they may not be privileged to know what's happening on the other end of the country. So we use the power of your radio, which is a product of the Westphalian Treaty, to serve as a watchdog to society and also as a medium of communication, so that people dispersed throughout this republic can get to understand what the government has done on the other end, and then we can now begin to aggregate all of these development activities, and then you can have a clear understanding and conclusion of what has happened. And I can tell you, for a fact, without belaboring the point, that this president has delivered quite remarkably and unprecedentedly across the full spectrum of the National Development Plan, which is dubbed the Agenda for Prosperity and Development. There's no gainsaying about that. There's no argument about that. There's no sector that has never been touched through his leadership. In the midst of great pessimism when he was coming to power, on the side of the cynics. Today, even the cynics themselves are convinced that this president has fundamentally delivered on his government agenda in terms of development, in terms of keeping this country stable and peaceful, in terms of increasing prosperity, economic-wise and otherwise, for all of the people, in terms of freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of the press. All of these things are fledgling, they are burgeoning, and much to the delight of international people, the international community. One of the greatest democracies in the world, the United States government's ambassador has opined along this trajectory. And these facts are a plethora of them out there. We are just happy and glad to be part of a government being led by a selfless and humble leader who is concerned about development, who is ensuring that social goods are provided to the Liberian people, and that this legacy will leave behind.
Let's make this interactive because
we are just doing.
Listen, I mean, you can go on.
Absolutely,
and on. You can go on and on. Yes, but let's do this.
But I know that the story will be told by generations even after us as a story.
So let's take our time and listen to the story bit by bit. You know. Yes, let's take our time. Perhaps if you just go fast track, there's someone who makes one or two good things within the story. All right. This is it. 90 is no secret that 90 days for elections. I saw a billboard. Why the guy said 1,000 reasons to re-elect George Weah. And with your movement, why does president deserve another 6 years?
Well, I mean, there are a plethora of reasons that we can enumerate. You know, I was talking earlier about a number of things, but something struck me. One thing the president has been known for is the level of the affinity he shares with ordinary people. He grew up in Claratown with his grandmother. He shared poverty in a way that no other candidate has shared. He was born by a mechanic. His father was a mechanic. His mother sold in the market. Both of them separated when he was born. He grew up with his grandmother. He played scavenge essentially on some of the, squalid places in Claratown, West Point, Doe community, and all of that. And ever since, he had that background, he's committed himself to ensuring that he develops the lives of poor people. That is why even when he was playing professional football in France, when he was making millions, he sought not to discount his country. He was given an opportunity to play for Cameroon. He was given an opportunity to play for France and other places. That was during the height of the conflict here in Liberia. The president said, I'm not going to do that. He still believed in his country. He came here during the course of the conflict, the Civil War, and volunteered to help disarm people, and that has remained.
he's president.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. That has remained his MO ever since. Now that he's president, he's attempting to improve the lives of poor people. That is why, for instance, one of his first order of business was to ensure that poor families are able to send their kids to school. So he made public education at the tertiary level free. That is unprecedented. And we can talk about that and gloss over it quite a lot. Folks will just mention it in the past. But it's so unprecedented that at the University of Liberia, for instance, we used to have about 8,000 students enrolling. Following that pronouncement, we had about 18,000. That is 100% increment students enrolling. The last time we heard from a vice president of the University of Liberia, they said they are going now upwards of 25 to 28,000 students enrolling at the University of Liberia. That affords poor families the opportunity to send their kids to school. Before, university education was exclusive preserve of rich families. It was the Johnsons, the Bernards, the McIntosh, all of those people. Poor people never had the opportunity. Another thing he's done, since 2018, he's continued to pay the fees of students who are taking the WAEC. And now we mentioned that quite a lot, but I just urge your listeners to listen to it. I know you've heard this quite a lot.
The education sector, we'll go sector by
sector.
Yeah.
So we talk about this quite a lot, but just listen. You know how many students' WAEC fees have been paid, and you know the result? These are the outcomes. The first thing is close to 250,000 students' WAEC fees since 2018. I'm talking about 250,000. That is a significant chunk of the Liberian population. Fees have been paid by the president. What that has led to, the last time we listened to the WAEC result for 9 graders, in the presidential lifetime, when the people fail, for instance, they want to go to the University of Liberia entrance, almost all of them fail. BBC had to call a major international, or CNN and all of that. Students, so now we've had 97% of students taking the WAEC exams at the 9th grade level, whatever, and below, passing. That is progress. This is a man who who supposedly didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know.
It's a mess assistant, a mess of one. I remember close to 98% also filled the U.S. entrance as well. Some point in time when BBC run that. Compared 2-3 years from President George Weah time. Let's compare and contract a little bit. The time of Ellen saying the system, the education system wasn't best.
In fact, there was absolutely. I mean, as a matter of fact, when it came to the leadership of the country, they discounted the Liberian education system so much that they sought to recruit personnel from overseas. President Sally didn't believe in Liberians. She recruited folks. She went overseas to recruit. As a matter of fact, that's when you heard about the SAE system and this and that. The senior executive program and what have you. That was intended to just bring in friends and colleagues that she had laid put in New York and Brooklyn and other part of the country. President Weah, on the other hand, didn't bring in these people from Brooklyn and what have you.
It's very good or it's excellent on a George Weah, the education sector.
It is improving. There's a far cry from what we have. It's a remarkable difference from what we have. I just cited 96% of non-graders, for instance. 97% of non-graders, not 96, 97% of non-graders pass the West African Examination Council exams. We're also improving the Liberian National Assessment Test. And that test is for third graders. We want to know their level. The 6th graders are also taking some sort of exams at the end of the school year and all of that. Those are different levels of evaluation. But besides that, as far as the education sector is concerned, we are improving the quality of teachers by sending some of them overseas to study. We also realize that there are a couple of people who've been, affected by the Civil War, and they've realized that, maybe going to the classroom is not something for them anymore. And so they probably need to do something that we call local trade and what have you. So the government is building TVET institution. The TVET basically is technical vocational education training. So government has been building TVET institutions and all of that to ensure, and we have built 7. And guess what? We have built in 7 counties these TVET institutions. The plan is to ensure that there's TVET institution in all 15 counties. And at each of these TVET institutions, the government has built a high school academic institution. Okay. So if you can make an academic institution, you go to TVET. So that has been the plan. Teachers, another progress. Teachers are being placed on the payroll. On the president's leave, there's something that we used to call a volunteer teacher. There were thousands. You remember when President Weah took over and said we need to get 6,000 teachers and all of that. People made a lot of fun of that. They said, the president will go into Nigeria. No. The people are going to Nigeria essentially to tell the Nigerians to help train about 6,000 teachers. That was a gap that we needed to fill within the Liberian school system. And how do we have to fill that gap? We need to firstly pull a number of those teachers who were volunteering on the president's salary. As a matter of fact, they people had big money. They were making 20,000 an hour, but then teachers who were providing essential services were doing it free of charge.
Okay.
So the president had to put those people on payroll. And how did he achieve that? It's by reducing salaries for people like me. Okay. Me, for instance, my level of deputy minister on a president's salary, I would have made $4,000 to $5,000. On a president, my salary has been cut by more than 40%. That extra money is used to pay teachers, doctors, and build some of the roads.
Okay, great. So that is done from the education sector. Let's move from prior to people coming up, referring that from, I guess both of you are following her. I just had the health workers, the president, Ben, and the other guy, Alex. Let's look at the health sector, the nurses. You care to throw light on that. This is the We Are Intellectual movement. Yeah, let's talk about the health sector.
So, Odile, thank you very much once again. You did ask a question. Why does the president deserve another 6 years? And I will say that the president deserves another 6 years because he has laid down a sound and strong foundation for growth and prosperity of the nation state, and he needs to complete that job. That being said, we can look at every sector. Like I pontificated during my opening, that there is not a single sector that had remained untouched by the president during this first tenure of office. In the health sector, there has been tremendous progress made in that area, ranging from the building of more hospitals than any other president in the history of this country just in one term. You remember the 14th Military Hospital that was built just before the upsurge of the COVID epidemic, which became a safe haven, and it became a major hospital for referral and an extremely instrumental, facility during the heyday of COVID-19. You are aware of the hospital built in the Western region, the Emirates Hospital, the annex of New Redemption, which is under construction right now. You're also aware of the maternity center at the JFK, the dialysis center, and other interventions in JFK. Of course, Listo even mentioned specialities that includes the 17 or 19 doctors that have been sent abroad to specialize. This country is too old to the point that it's a shameful thing not to have a specialty, doctors specializing in particular areas and making career in those areas. The wisdom of this president has ushered in a new transformation and change in that trajectory. So very soon we'll be joined by a lot of doctors who would have specialized in specific areas in the health sector, that our people will not be forced to travel out of Liberia to do certain tests in other nearby countries, but instead, the other way around, people now will begin to come to Liberia to meet these doctors in the specialties.
Percentage-wise, the health sector in general, I just had a nurses person like I said, how you listen up to him. Percentage-wise, how will you want to grade this government?
Well, as far as the health sector is concerned, we are doing quite enormously. We have built 3 hospitals in the span of 5 years. And this is something that other government took like 10 years or maybe 2 decades to build, like a single hospital, for instance. We've built 3 of that in 5 years. So that's progress. We've resuscitated the John F. Kennedy Medical Center by providing essential services, ensuring that there's a greater degree of training on the part of some of its doctors and nurses. They've been sent overseas to get prepared. One of you, look, I listened to the nurses. They were sort of complaining about what a colleague has said. And one of you, what our colleague meant to say, the 700 figure they were talking about, was that the government had increased salaries of doctors from $700 to $2,000. Salaries of doctors have increased from 700.
What kind of that, I was saying, was for doctors instead of nurses?
Well, I would think.
Two separate steps, man.
So I would think, I just want to state that what the figures are, and Kanyo is well-intentioned and well-meaning, and we regularly update ourselves about these data, and some of the times, while trying to communicate them, we may get not necessarily in translation, the words might come out not necessarily in the way we intended to convey them, but what Kanyo knows, and I'm sure intended to convey, is the fact that we increased the salaries of doctors from 700. That was a figure that the folks in the studio were dwelling on. From 700, we increased that fees from 700 for doctors to $2,000, and doctors cannot deny that. Now, when you talk about nurses, some of the nurses are civil servants, and we know what it takes to increase the salaries of civil servants and all of that. The government has just set a minimum wage. Firstly, that bill was passed by the Unity Party government. With the former government, some of the things they did were just passing laws. They were just passing bills here and there, willy-nilly.
You see the firework can come from. Now, if I open the telephone line, the folks from the Unity Party will definitely jump on you.
No, I don't mind. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to confront them.
After 12 years, we have all the system fixed. In 6 years, some way, somehow, some parties of the Unity Party say, well, give people king of hope for change for hope.
What system?
Everything.
Let me tell you what they've done. Firstly, the Unity Party government, the one that Vice President Joseph Boakai intending to perpetuate, there was whole-scale industrial-level corruption. Industrial-level corruption to the extent that the Auditor General of the Republic of Liberia, John Molu, said the Unity Party government was 3 times more corrupt than any government in the country's history.
That was the Unity Party.
That was the Unity Party. He basically said that because, firstly, it was institutionalized from the top to the bottom, and the person intending to be president now, Joseph Boakai, sat there, said nothing, did nothing. That's regular on this part. They brought in companies that were taking kickbacks and all of that. They basically took a lot of people from their ancestral land and pretended that they were bringing in a lot of big concession companies. At the end of the day, they only profited out of these people. And then before 2017, all of these companies left the country.
I'm saying this
all of these companies left.
I'm saying this is going to be a fight. When get the lines activated. He said John Molu 28, 26, 27.
2007.
Right? Yeah.
Said that the Unity Party government was 3 times more corrupt.
3 times more corrupt
than any other government in the history of the Republic of Liberia. That's what John Molu said. That's a fact. You can't deny fact.
Great. You can't deny fact. Then the folks from the sea people will say, okay, great. Your government officials, some of them got censured. Yes. How can you balance this one? 3 times corrupt, and now some of your officials also will start with censure.
But the first thing is, I didn't say that there isn't corruption in Liberia. Liberia is corrupt. There's systemic corruption in Liberia. It's been happening since Charlie Kintan, since Joseph Junior. President Selly said that was something that she could not tackle. That was because she didn't have the political will President Weah, on the other hand, made corruption something, a menace that he would have tackled. And some of the actions he's taken have been unprecedented. They've never been taken in Liberian history.
Is the president wrong?
For instance, let me cite.
Go ahead.
No government in the history of Liberia has given the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission such level of independence and autonomy as President Weah has. He's given an authority first to prosecute on their own. They don't have to go to the Justice Ministry to obtain indictment and all of that. He placed people there who he say, well, once we appoint you, we can't fire you. You know, so you don't have to be under the authority of the president, Sadiq, and all other people. You know, he gave them a tenure that goes beyond the tenure of the presidency. All of Africa, Liberia's anti-corruption law is the toughest. It's the toughest. And this is something that once we put into action, we start to yield some dividends. And this is something that the party government never mustered the courage to do. They never mustered the courage to do. I mean, Joseph Boakai sat there, said nothing, did nothing, and he asked about sanctions. Yeah. Let me answer that before we go further. Firstly, the president agrees with the fight against corruption. He applauds the effort of everyone who are attempting to aid in the fight against corruption, you know, including, you know, whether it is the Transparency International or the U.S. government or what have you. But at the end of the day, we also have to respect people's fundamental rights. You know, so the Global Magnitsky Act, which was created in 2016, 2017, had it been created like a couple of years back, the whole of the United Party government would probably have been in jail because corruption was so institutionalized under their regime. But anyway, it was instituted sometime around that time when they were already closing. And so a couple of officials, but even at that, the first person to be sanctioned under the Global Magnitsky Act was the United Party chairman, Avani Sherman. You know, some of the times the folks forgot that. They tend to forget that. So these folks, they were cited for, you know, a perceived level of corruption, you know, and all of that. And they said that they did interagency report. But at the end of the day, there's something we call the person's right to go through a judicial process and all of that. None of that has happened so far. So that person's fundamental right to political participation, to association, all of the fundamental rights in Liberia remain the same. We cannot, you know, absolve a person of his fundamental rights just because there's an allegation. You know, the courts of Liberia will descend on us for that.
But let's.
I mean, we need more time.
Let's just add to that. Just 1 second. I mean, it's a lot of same thoughts. You go back, you go to the next question. But when those people were sanctioned, those who were involved with the government, what did the president do? What happened?
Asked them to resign.
Absolutely.
And some of them pop up on the party ticket.
What does that say to you about the will of the government to fight corruption? I think it says balloon, because these people were not retained in the government, even though they have the right, they will have to go to court to exonerate themselves. But in the meantime, to tell you that there is a strong will to fight this menace, which other regimes call vampire. Other people say it was wearing coat suits on Broad Street. The president asked his lieutenants to resign from the government. They left the government. So it further demonstrated to the international community, to the world, and to Liberians that corruption was not a thing that the president is going to countenance during his administration. I just wanted to add that addendum to what my colleague said.
Great. So I'm sure this movement will need more time in subsequent times to come as we get close to elections. Campaigning time will open up probably by next month. Yes. But let's touch on the last one before I get the lines opened up. The issue of security. I mean, let's talk about the issue of security under this government.
Well, I mean, Liberia has been so secure obviously because you know, we've had something called democratic policing. That hasn't happened in Liberia before. You know, people can question a policeman authority whether or not he's supposed to be arresting him. People have their rights to come out and exercise their democratic franchise. You know, if they want to protest, there's been more protests under President Weah because he's allowed people to do so. You know, even some of the folks who say, "Oh, Liberia not safe," are the ones that will be in the bars at night, than any other person. I had a friend who came from the States and essentially was telling me that she feels safe in Liberia. So it's a Caucasian. She feels safe in Liberia than she feels safe in New York, for instance. And I was like, yes, oh, no, but there's been some folks who say there's some intimidation here and there. There's some. She said, well, I mean, all of these things you're citing are even worse in New York, and other places. So I think we're taking measures to encourage some level of freedom, which are some of the fundamental bases of security. The level of freedom, the level of participation of the different political parties and all of that, but also just the general sense of security. When last did you hear about armed robbery, for instance? The last time I heard some folks on the radio, they were, oh, the country is safe, the country is secure, this, that. And so why they were on the radio, I called a couple of folks at the National Police because I was intending to respond. And the folks tell me, when last did you hear about major armed robbery? When? That is because the police have instituted measures that curtail these things. When last? I mean, part of the rainy season. A couple of rainy seasons back, it says 4 or 5 years back, you'll be hearing that, oh, this home was attacked, that home was attacked. And the thing about Liberia, we're quick to forget. For instance, we're quick to forget that the roads were bad. And then we had the fixing roads, so maybe you go on the Chucky Taylor Road. We don't even remember that it was bad. The Johnsonville Road, that people had to get on back and were racking and all stuff. We don't remember those things. We forget. Who fixed them? Chukwuya. He's changing the outlook of the country. And because we get used to them over a year or two and we think that everything is normal, look, the state of security in Liberia is not normal. President Weir is making it normal. And I will hear some of the folks talk about, oh, there's been one auditor this, there's been one auditor. Look, come on. When we had those instances, and I've said that there's been some people who've been dedicated their lives and their time ever since they lost election in 2017 to just distort the narrative and provide false information. The government of Liberia, when those things happened, sought assistance from the U.S. government, and the U.S. government provided those assistance to the U.S. embassy. So when we were investigating the quote-unquote auditors, who were not auditors, by the way, they were helping the government of Liberia to recoup revenue. So how, it was counterintuitive that people would think that people that are helping the government to make money will be the ones that the government will go after. So the government of Liberia sought the assistance of the U.S. government. The U.S. government provided those assistance. We look at cell phone information. There were other different levels of security and all of that. And the report was provided in the Ministry of Information. It is unfortunate that people distort those people. They discount the report. Say about the same thing. 4 auditors. They die under mysterious quote-unquote circumstances. And some folks in the media will perpetuate that narrative. It is just sad.
Anyway, all right. The voice of Waka Fofana and that of Wilfred Bangura on the breakfast show this morning. The We Are Intellectual Movement. Well, we hope to have more interaction with them in subsequent times to come because of time. Let's get a few calls up coming up this morning. 0770-153-265. Let's do 30 seconds, please. Let's speak to the issue. Good morning. Okay, 30 seconds, please. Let's speak of Amara Fofana, former of the Unity Party. Good morning. When you are in the United Party, you're from the re-election team for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So what's the fish in this one? Okay.
But I always say,
all right, thank you. You got, yeah. We don't have time. We have to pick a few more calls out. Yeah. Thank you. Let's do 30 seconds. Good morning. Morning. Also, with Buckeye and others coming together, people wondering how they came together. No, man, okay, I see you, man. Great, thank you. I don't want to go straight into our radio time. It's 10 o'clock already. We have the talking drum. I mean, stuff coming there about the folks on the Unity Party, the CPP, the CDC. The platform is open up. The Liberian will make the decision not only on the 10th of October. Anyway, let's respond to a few of the calls because of time. I don't wait for them to come closer.
I will be very brief. I want to thank them for their reaction, except for one or two of them who really seem to be self-contradictory. Somebody said a hospital built in the Western region is the structure. That is his perception. You cannot take drugs and put them out there for the hospital. You have to understand that a 100-bedroom hospital constructed in the Western region is something seen as a great relief for the people in that region. They are not reasoning, they are reasoning. Okay, and that is the hospital. I will encourage you to go and visit that facility. When you come back here on the radio and you still maintain what you said, it means that you do not have muscles on your obdurate mind. I also want to state that tremendous progress has been made by the president, and it's quite unprecedented. And you say you demonstrated against the Unity Party government, which is your own government. That is very correct, because a lot of things were not right. A lot of things were not proper as compared to where we are right now. So we have a more stable government that is delivering, that is improving and changing the lives of the Liberian people. And so that particular path is going to be continued by the president. And this is why the case is being made for the president. And we have a quite majority of the Liberian people supporting the president to ensure that he continues to finish his work, which he has started.
All right, thank you, Wilfred. Buckeye?
Yeah, and I think my colleague did quite a wonderful job explaining some of these things. But I just like to pick up from where Hilton Jado stopped. I think a lot of folks are jittery out there. They are fear-stricken. They're panicking. That we have an intellectual movement. These are people who said, we were bereft of intellectualism. That there were a lot of folks within the WIA government that didn't meet up to the facts. I was listening to one government minister on the radio this morning talking about, gross incompetence. That's the only thing we hear from them, gross incompetence. But the quote-unquote competent government was running with a lot of corruption and all of that. So we've managed to amass these people from all sectors of society, the likes of Wilfred Bangura, Kanyo Bagbala, Isaac Doe, Jacob Jala, Fambule, Dixon Sibo.
Elite team there.
No, Dixon Sibo, Aaron Weah. But I'm still naming, Alimatu Nuri, Caroline Myers, and all of these people. I mean, there are a lot of different.
I am not an elite.
I'm
not an elite.
There are people from various sectors. But another thing I just wanted to point out is Amara Fofana seemed to vacillate a lot. One moment he's supporting their cause, another moment he's supporting that cause. The third moment he's supporting another cause. He supported several candidates in his district.
Leave Amara alone.
Then he will reach out to several different presidential proteges and all of that. But then claim to be a member of the opposition. I think Amara needs to. He probably needs to step up. But it was a great opportunity with you to be on your platform. The We Are Intellectual movement keep increasing from strength to strength. That organization is growing in numbers. Initially, we started with less than 10. We've now grown to more than 50 people. People from all walks of life want to be a part. We are going to intellectual centers. We are establishing county structure. Now we're working on the establishment of university chapters. The We Are Intellectual movement. So at the different universities, we're going to have the We Are Intellectual movement. We've already launched it, but we're going to have the different university launches and what have you. There are a lot of people who support President We Are, but because you tag them as with a certain name, they kind of will remain within the bubble and not burst. So we want them to come out, feel comfortable in their own skin, to burst out and support President We Are. That's the cause to which we've committed ourselves.
Thank you so much, Wilford Bangura. Work out for fun and closing us up on the Wednesday edition of the True Breakfast Show. In the midst of all kinds of first, tomorrow we'll have the LPP Telon Gongolo and team will be here on tomorrow. It's the True Breakfast Show. We'll make the decision in 90 days. Thank you so much, Ben. Wonderful serving you breakfast since 7:30 this morning. We'll be back on tomorrow. On behalf of the entire team, Richard Lucinin, my name is O'Neill. This is O'Neill Roberts. In the midst of all country first, have a godly day. Bye-bye.